I've got diagnosed with Crohn's disease at a very young age. Altered my life a lot. Even prior leading up to that, we just didn't know what I had yet. Like, I know every time I would eat something, or I was young playing outside with my friends, sometimes I didn't feel like going outside, and it was a very nice day out, just because I feel like I really couldn't move much. So I'm just going to explain how living with Crohn's disease has changed a lot for me. Like, this video is for people who also has it, and they just silently push through the pain. Because there's a lot of people around me that don't even know I have it, because I don't even like talking about it. I've always been embarrassed of having it. If you don't know what Crohn's disease is, it's basically just your immune system attacking your colon, because they're attacking the gut bacteria. And my immune system is basically low. Like, I have a higher chance of getting sick than the average Joe. We found out something was mainly wrong with me, like, internally when I was like in 6th grade. I remember I had basketball tryouts for a travel team around the city I played in. And like, I would be running up and down the court, and then I'll have to get out a little earlier because I just wasn't feeling well. Like, I feel like I couldn't really push through. I will push myself mentally, but physically, I just couldn't. Like, as hard as I wanted it, I just couldn't. So I would have to sit down, and it was hard for me to even sit on like chairs and all that stuff. Like, just when I would sit on the hard surface, it would be real uncomfortable, and it would irritate me a lot faster than just sitting on a softer surface. In 7th grade, I started medication. It was just pills, and for that time, I was good. Like, I was in like some deep remission. Even though I still have my days where I'll just be off and on, I'll be good one day and down the other day. But let's skip to high school, because that's when it really, really took a toll on me. In 9th grade, I missed a lot of school. I was failing classes and all that stuff because bro, I just didn't want to get out of bed, or I couldn't, and I was just in so much pain. I ended up getting out of that slump, and 10th grade roll around, and like, I'm good. Like, I'm up and more active. I'm using my school year system to you because it's just an easier way to explain it, keep up with the key details. In 11th grade, I ended up moving down to Texas. It was at a point in time when I really wanted to go, and then as time got closer, I didn't want to go no more. But I didn't have no option. I didn't have no say-so. And then I just got real stressed out. I'm leaving my home environment, which turns out to be one of the best things that happened for me. From transitioning from Cleveland, Ohio, a big city, to a small city like Corpus Christi, I was very stressed out. I had nobody to talk to when I got down here. I didn't know nobody down here besides my uncle, auntie, and my little cousins. Who do I talk to like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have no one to talk to. I feel like I couldn't turn to no one to talk to. The first 2 days when I got there, I don't even think I really ate lunch. And when I would get home, I would just sit in the room. Like, I wouldn't even be out in the living room with my own family. Like, I'm missing my mom, I'm missing my sister. Thinking about what they doing. Thinking about if they safe or not. Like, it was just hard for me, man. I started playing basketball there. And at this point, I'm still on the pills. I've noticed my irritation is kicking in more. Like, now I'm starting to have a lot more complications. Like, I'm starting to have more stomach aches. Before these stomach aches really kicked in, around this time, I had an issue with going to the bathroom a lot. But now that I've moved down to Texas, and of course, you know, you gotta stay more hydrated. It's more hot down here. I'm having a different problem now. Now it's hard for me to use the bathroom. And when it get to that point, I started like forcing myself to go, which was a dumbass idea. At the time, I didn't know me being stressed out was the reason I was having so many issues. I was religiously taking my medicine, even though it turns out that also was just wearing out. Like, I think my body was just getting used to it. I didn't have no gastro specialist down here. If I needed to go to the doctor, it really was just summertime will roll around, and then I'll go back home for the summer, and that's when I'll do all my appointments up there, and then I get sent right back down for my last school year. When basketball season rolled around, anytime we just had any type of workouts, I will push myself to the limits. Like I wanted to play so bad, you feel me? So I'll force myself to do everything I can just to try to get a starting spot. I'll work anybody that was in the spot that I wanted, do whatever it took. Even if that meant I had to ignore my body for a minute in pain, like I just did what I needed to do. But they ended up catching up with me my senior year. So when the school year ends, I went back home for the summer and go to the doctor, my gastro specialist for my Crohn's, my primary care, all of that things. They asked me everything going, I said fine. Lying through my teeth, but they even checked my blood work and everything, and they said everything in my body was fine. Only thing that will cause concern to people, and if they see my chart or anything, my white blood cell count is always higher than my red, and it's just compensating because of my Crohn's. That's just a new normal for me. So even with that being said, I was happy to be home, but with the end of summer approaching, I already know I'm about to get sent right back to Texas. But this time around, it wasn't as hard. I'm settled in now. And my family was a lot closer. I had friends, I had teammates. So senior year was a lot easier. It was a lot easier on the outside looking in. My Crohn's that got worse that year. Trying to play sports now, it caught up to me, meaning my stomach was acting up a lot more. Like I really couldn't run as much, couldn't lift as much. I'm feeling like I'm straining myself now. I'm getting more irritated with the stuff I eat, so I had to eat less and less. At school, they only serve pretty much cheese pizza or fried food or whatever. I would pack peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but that didn't really help because I had midday practice, and then we had practice after school. Sometimes we had practice in the morning. Think the 2 little sandwiches gonna hold me? No. I was a grown boy. I really didn't want to complain to my auntie and my uncle because they also had their 2 kids to worry about. Anytime I had like an issue, I would just call my mom, and really what can my mom do 1,000 miles away? All she would do is go ahead and call my uncle and auntie and explain it to them, and then they'd come talk to me, and I'd just be like, yeah, I'm alright. Like, by the time I graduated high school, I didn't really have a plan. I didn't. I knew I wanted to just play basketball. I just thought, well, maybe I could just go try out for an overseas team. If that don't work, what am I gonna do? After my senior year ends, I decided to just go train with basketball more. I decided to start taking it more serious because after my senior year, I moved back to Ohio and I started training more and more. I feel like I was doing something, but looking from the outside back then, I wasn't doing anything but just training. And for an example, I wasn't really even going to get some good runs in. I wasn't trying to reach out and see if I can go try out for an overseas team. So there was a lot of time wasted. What do I do now? I'm just working and going home. I was in a community college, but I was just taking my basic classes because I really didn't know what I wanted to do in college. I feel like that was one of the toughest things. I could never figure out what I wanted to do. So I just took my basics and got out of there. So I decided, hey, I'm just gonna go try to join the military. I ended up calling a recruiter. I take the bus all the way to the recruiters. Get off the bus, gotta walk another 10, 15 minutes. Get to the recruiter office, all sweating and shit. We talk a little bit, we chop it up, and boom, I go take a little practice ASVAB. We started talking about my little background as much, and he asked me, like, any medical conditions? I was like, I had asthma, but he asked me, like, have I had any recent flare-ups or anything in the past X amount of years? I said no, so boom, we moved past that. Then he asked me, is it any other medical conditions we should know about? I said, yeah, I got Crohn's. And that's what he like, sorry, we can't take you. He ended up just taking me home. Bro, I was not about to take the bus ride back all the way, man. I'm at home now. Now I feel like I'm stressing out again. Because now that plan has just failed. Like that plan blew up all in one day. I feel like I wasn't good enough in school. I hated school, bro. Like, school is not really my first option. Just trying to think like, okay, if I do go to school, what am I going to study? That's the whole thing that had me stressing. I'm starting to think now with an associate's degree, what pays the highest? That's how I started thinking. I'm like, I'll do anything as long as I can just get paid well. And now I'm thinking like, damn, like, would I really? Because if I'm just doing something I hate to do, what's the point? Because I know myself, I'm gonna just get bored really quick. But then again, if it pay well, I may just stick it out. But that's a miserable life. Now I'm calling off of work. Like, I feel like I'm just, like, not to say like I'm in like a sorry little loophole for myself, but looking back at kind of what it was. Like, it was like putting me down, making me feel like I was depressed. And I'm just sitting around the house and just thinking about all the worst possible things instead of just going to work and just, yes, it's good to take a mental day for yourself if you need that, I guess. But sitting around in it, thinking about it, it's not going to help you. It's going to make it worse. Take it from me. The best thing I probably could have done for myself around the time was just take one day off and go back to work. Like, I feel like that pain probably would have just been another day. After like a week or so, I ended up calling my uncle and we ended up chopping it up for a little bit. And he asked me if I wanted to move back down with him. And I said, yeah. I moved right back down to Corpus Christi, a place that stressed me out at first. But now this time around, again, for the third time, I felt more comfortable. The terms and conditions was said that I had to stay in school, pass my classes, pick up some bills. I was fine with that. But I wasn't really financially responsible. When I get down here, I didn't really have any money to like kickstart everything, you know? So now that I moved here, I'm stressing out about the same stuff. Literally it was a year later. A year later, I moved right back. So now that I'm here, I'm glad to be back, but then again, it's like, now I'm stressing out again because now I'm down here in their house and I'm looking for jobs. I can't get a job. I'm online just looking for jobs. Can't really get them. So I ended up just going to places, asking if they was hiring. Just walking door to door. I get my first job at this car wash. Worked there for like 3 weeks. It was cool and all, but I wasn't really making enough to pay my bills. Got a car, I gotta pay gas. I'm just like, I feel like I'm just losing it mentally. Like, I'm frustrated. I don't even have no doctors there yet. I don't have a bank account yet. Like, it was a lot of things I did not have that I was not ready for. So I'm just stressed out again. Like, it's just literally a cycle of just repeating myself. But this time with the irritation around down here, it was just more so when I go to the bathroom, I had like blood in my stools. Now I'm just real stressed out. Cause like damn, like what the hell is this now? Like a whole new thing. End up just going to Burger King to see if they was hiring. Got in. I don't know why they didn't start there versus the car wash. I was wanting to try a new scene, I guess, cause I already worked at McDonald's. I wanted to try a new scene. I think Burger King was like a job that you would live in your dream, bro. Like, not a dream job, but a job. It was like, I don't think this job is real. This place is not real. Like, that's how it was. I would never put that job on my resume. But back to the story. I worked at Burger King for about 3 weeks. 3 weeks, because during that time, I was still working there and going to class. I was still looking for better jobs. Finally got into Walmart, which was great for me. Now my stress is calming down because I'm getting paid more. I had another set schedule. It was working around my school time again. I just had to take all morning classes. And then in the afternoon, I had to work all the way to like almost midnight. But that was fine for me. I was paying my bills. I had enough to kick to the side to save. But I was just burning through my savings because, like I said, I didn't really have that money management skill that I should have had. My car, I had an old 05 Honda. My car was doing very well for a short amount of time, and then it just going out one day, it just wouldn't start. I didn't have car skills then, but then again, there was something wrong with the engine. So at that time, I had a little bit saved up to go finance my first car. I bought a V6 Camaro. I feel like my stress levels are down because I just got a car, you know what I'm saying? Now I can go to my doctor appointments in style, you know? That's what it was about. I'm just getting by right now. And then again, I still don't know what I want to do in life. So that's in the back of my mind. I feel like I'm mentally stressed out a little bit, but I can't show it. But I'm also seeing it when I go to the restroom. I finally have a gastro appointment. Best gastro doctors I ever had in my life. He do a colonoscopy for me. He said everything's looking normal. Like, I guess, like, everything that's happening to my body is just because of my stress. My stress levels were just high. At this time, I was very heavily into church. Now I don't go to church for real. Now, honestly, religion, I question it. That's another topic for another video. Because I will always pray to God and ask God, like, why? Like, why do I have to go through this? I know it's that the people that go through worse things, but let's keep the topic on hand. I'm asking why am I going through this? Not somebody else going through something else. Because that just avoids the question I ask. If I talk to people at church about it, they say, oh, let's pray about it. And then, boom, it's to the next person. Like, I tried therapy. I feel like therapy didn't help me at all. I feel like all I did really was talk about my problems and bring up new scenarios for my problems and bring up more problems out of my problem. So let's skip to today. My Crohn's have gotten worse. Like, I think it's because I'm 26 now. I feel like I haven't really done anything in my life. And that'll just hit you like a truck out of nowhere. I got a job now at Toyota. I work on cars. I'm getting enough to cover everything that I need to pay for. And I still just feel like I'm just getting by. Before I even started working at Toyota though, which I don't know how I just skipped this, and I still felt like I wasn't really doing nothing with my life, I was just binging YouTube. And that's when I was like, you know what? I want to create content. I feel like I have nothing to watch on here. I feel like I can do it. Even though I hated being on camera. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. So I would try it. And then it's something I ended up just falling for, you know? So I had so many ideas of what I wanted to try on video. Each video I wanted to do was always a different niche. Like, I needed to stick to one, which I didn't understand that. First I was doing vending machines. Then after that I was doing story time. After that I was doing reactions. After that I was doing pranks and vlogs. Like, that was already 5 different things, you know what I'm saying? And if somebody subscribed for vending machines, they're not gonna want to see no pranks. If somebody subscribed for pranks, they're not gonna see no just story time and me sitting and talking. Gain a lot of subscribers, lose a lot of subscribers. It's part of the game, so I don't really sit and complain about it no more as I did, because I was stressing when I first did it, man, stressing. I ended up just putting down, walking away from YouTube for a little bit. Then I got the job at Toyota. Fast forward, I feel like I'm just getting by again. My thoughts in my head just start creeping up on me as far as like, don't feel like I'm doing enough. I picked the camera back up. My boy Julian, that's the one that used to record for me. And we started recording again together. Something just clicked to me as far as like, I hate going into public and just feel like I'm harassing people. That's not the type of person I am. You know what I'm saying? I like vlogging, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like my life was that entertaining to just sit there and vlog. I put the camera down again. Once I put the camera down, I'm just going to work and I feel like I'm not doing enough again. Like, I feel like I'm just, like, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I'm stressing out again, worse than I ever did before. Every time I try to use the restroom, it's worse. Like, I can't go. It's going days where I just can't use the bathroom. So calling my gastro specialist, and he referenced me to another doctor here in Corpus, and then we do another colonoscopy, and they fail at it because everything is just so like narrow to the point that they can't even get a scope in there. So they end up sending me to a specialist in Houston. And now I have been doing recently for the past like every 2 weeks, I would go up there and see the specialist and go home. Like, I feel like I'm at a point where my stress is just through the roof, and I hate it. I try to do new things. I mean, only thing I really look forward to doing at the end of my weeks now is just making a video. I go up to the specialist in Houston. First, it was just going to be a consultation, but my doctors here sent all of my notes over to him in Houston. So we just say, hey, you know what? We're gonna prep you for a colonoscopy here, a dilation. In 2 days, I'm like, damn, I gotta go up to Houston to do this, which was good to hear, but also it was like, it kind of stressed me out a little bit more than I already was. I go up there and they said my colon was already at like 8 millimeters. My colon was very close to just closing. Couldn't use the bathroom without taking a shit ton of pills, like stool softeners and Marilax, gas relief stuff, and that stuff just wasn't helping. I feel like I'm just taking that stuff for no reason, and I feel like I'm just miserable. The procedure up there was a success. Like, he was able to like dilate my colon more than 8. He got it from 8 to like 14 or 15. That was just in one session. So every 2 weeks, I gotta go back up there. Every other Friday, I have to keep going up there just to do the same thing, which is not, it's not the worst thing in the world, because if they said they couldn't get it then and there the first time, they said I more than likely was gonna have to get a bag in my hip, which I forget what that's called. I think it's called a J pouch. Man, I'm just on the drive up there, I'm just like hoping, like, man, I hope this goes well. As I get closer and closer there, I feel like I'm stressing out a little bit more, but everything went well. So as of today, every 2 weeks, I got to go up there and do the same thing every time. It's kind of annoying. It is what it is. But I say that to say this, as far as like Crohn's is weird. It is weird like that, especially with since I moved up in my job. Kind of sucks a little bit more, because at first I was getting hourly, but now I'm getting flag hour, so I'm only getting paid if I'm working on the car. If I'm having a flare-up or a bad day, I get less cars, which means I get less work. And if I'm having a flare-up and I can't move, that means I don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? But then again, it was my decision to move up. I know it really, really affects my relationship with other people. As far as like, I come off as rude or standoffish. Someone told me I was nonchalant, but it's not. You just don't. Okay, a part of me is like real like standoffish. I don't care to be around a lot of people, which has some truth to it. But when I'm having a flare up or I feel like my stomach hurting just a little bit, it throws my mood off a lot. I can be in the most fun place on earth, but if my stomach have any slight irritation, I'm at the point where all I can do is think about that. My mind is not where it should be. Like, I'm not focusing in the moment. I'm focusing on my stomach, and now that's affecting my mood. And now I don't even want people to talk to me, and I don't want to talk to other people. But as of today, I always just I'm always doing like a deep dive of research on my disease to understand it a lot better. I mean, on YouTube, listen to other people's testimonies. I look up remedies. I would look up how other people was able to put themselves into like a deep remission. I do Reddit deep dives. I feel like I was in such a deep remission when I was younger, because I was still a kid and I didn't really know much about the disease to really worry about it. But the medicine they have me on now is called Skyrizi. I almost said Remicade. I tried Remicade one time and my body had a bad reaction, so they took me off of that. Like, I only did that once. It was one and done. Went back on the pills, and then they put me on Skyrizi. It's the new medication that came out, and it's been working wonders for me. Now that I'm on this new medicine, they want to try to keep doing the treatment I'm doing in Houston to see if it kind of go hand in hand. Is it going to be better or the same? So, wish me luck on that. Having Crohn's is hereditary, so that means when I have kids, it's a possibility of them having it. Say if they was to be having a flare-up right now in front of my face, I know the pain, and the thing that hurts the most is that I know the pain and there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I really just have to watch, or just they go lay somewhere else. I don't know. We'll sit down somewhere, and there's nothing I can do about it. Family know I be in pain sometimes, and they don't even know what to do. They ask me questions, but I don't get real rude about it. It's just the fact that I just be like, I'm all right. Like, I just brush it off. So I'm not even gonna sit here and just rant too much about this. Kind of gave y'all a little dive into my story as well, about more background on myself. Made it this far. I appreciate you listening. I'm Ray Wall. I got new content coming on the way as always. Until then, check out older content. Like, subscribe for me. It'll mean a lot. And be ready for the next video.
Niggas know I got a couple $100 on me. Niggas tryna kick it, but he don't got the $100 on him. He ain't got the legs, I don't gotta ask, I don't gotta beg. I came to her house, she don't gotta beg.